In mid-January, the Irish government released its draft programme for government. This is a list of what it hopes to do. That is as may be. Will they do exactly this thing or this other thing? Who really knows, or cares? The document has about 150 pages of double-column lists of plans. They would need to clear 30 pages per year worth of plans to achieve everything. I doubt they can. Rather than comment on specific measures they have in store, the question for me is not the what, but the why. Suppose I decide to build cars for a living. Why should I build them? What am I trying to achieve? If I decide that my cars should be luxurious first and foremost, then I don't need to quibble over speed or fuel economy, or cost or anything like that, or get into the nitty-gritty of who will manufacture the engines or the suspension. My filter will always be with respect to luxury. Or maybe on another day, my cars should be fast, or affordable, or pretty, or reliable. Once I have decided the why, the what follows. What struck me about the programme for government is that it laid out its why in the very first sentence. Ireland is a small, open, trading economy, it said. I was not aware of that. I knew that Ireland had one of those economies, but not that it was in fact one. The implication of such a statement is clear, but we do not need to imply what it means. The government says it themselves later in the document. We must remain agile and responsive to the needs of our economy. There it is in black and white. Ireland is an economy, and we live to serve the economy. The people voted, but the economy is represented. That line about remaining agile appears on page 123 in the section on migration. In the previous paragraph of the same section, they repeat the fact that Ireland is an open economy. The hint here is that Ireland can never not have immigration, as long as the economy needs it. It might be worth exploring the question of whether the economy can ever not need immigration. In principle, yes, there are economies that do not rely on it. But can an economy not need immigration after 20, 30 years of it? I'm not sure. If we take oil as an example, we need it in Ireland, but have none ourselves, so we import it. Can the economy function without oil? No, because so much of the economy depends on oil or the ability to get oil, and the economy has therefore grown to depend on getting the oil, since it was available to import. When the option of oil is on the table, eventually you cannot do without it. It is the same with immigration. It is on the table and has been for decades, so the economy will never not need it. Incidentally, with respect to oil, there are Herculean efforts underway to get off oil and to use renewables or electricity. But there are no equivalent efforts to get off immigration, either in general or in this program for government. So for the time being, immigration is taken for granted and the economy can never not have it. Therefore, Ireland must always have it. It was interesting in this document to have a government come out and say explicitly that the economy comes first. They can take or leave the Irish people, but the economy is non-negotiable. I would prefer the opposite. I consider that the government has declared a kind of treason with this programme. They are loyal not to the Irish people or the interests of the Irish people, but to the economy and to its interests. We've known this for a long time, but it was stark to hear it from their own lips. With that I could end, but there are two other points I wish to add. One is that at the mention of migration, we immediately hear of how we are an economy. I would therefore dismiss all future claims that immigration is good because it enriches our culture. That is not why they were brought, so any benefit is coincidental. It is neither here nor there. It's actually less than that, for the same document says that our arts sector is world-renowned, that we have a rich history that they plan to commemorate, that we have the Gaeltacht to protect, our own unique language. The culture is not in need of foreign contributions. The second point is that the document does in fact recognise that the Irish exist as a people. It doesn't say it explicitly, but there are references to having pride in our people, to our heritage. So we do exist as a people, it's just that we don't matter. In other countries, they might make the claim that there's no such thing as a native Frenchman, a native Englishman. The natives don't exist, therefore they can't matter, therefore all that's left that can matter is the economy. But in this case, we, the Irish, do exist. It's just that we don't come first in our own country. It's just like old times.